Back in the vault with author Mark Kriegel, longtime New York City columnist, and he has written a fabulous book on Pistol Pete Maravich called Pistol. Now, in October of 1974, Pistol Pete's mom kills herself, and then 8 days later, he somehow plays a game at Madison Square Garden, which we'll get to in a moment. But obviously, there must have been something really below the surface here that bubbled up on her.
This had been going on for years and years and years, Helen's problem. I mean, she had seen ghosts, she had been drinking too much, she had had psychiatric problems for a long time. But the biggest problem with Helen was that she didn't feel a part of this shared obsession between the father and the son. She was always the odd person out in the family situation. And the more and more the father and son became locked into each other on this shared mission, the more she felt an outsider, and it just became worse and worse and worse. And there's always this feeling within the Maravich family, and it's a burden on press, but mostly on Pete. If you play well enough, if you set scoring records, if you make basketball history, that somehow you will make everything right in the family. You have to understand press's obsessions first. It all starts with the old man. He's born, he grows up in Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, alongside an old steel mill under the light of a Bessemer furnace. So for the longest time, this kid does not know if it's day or night. All he knows is that the sky is orange. And he's warehoused in what we would today call the special ed class. The first time that Press Maravich ever does a damn thing right is in 1929 when a missionary hands him a basketball. It's the first time he's done anything right. All of a sudden, with this basketball, his life blossoms. He becomes the hero of the town. Basketball literally saves him. And he decides, in a not too metaphorical sense, to give his kid to the game. And he decides to build the perfect player. And that's Pete. He comes very close to building the perfect player. But it comes at a terrible, terrible price to the rest of the Maraviches, most particularly Helen. And what you see in '74 is a woman who can no longer take it, who is not part of their obsession, and she just wants out.
Oh, again.
And it haunts them. It haunts the father and the son for the rest of their days.
And so it is haunting Pete Maravich 8 days later when he goes to Madison Square Garden, and it's unbelievable considering all the attention Pistol Pete got. But there is very little, if any, video of this game that exists. We found a Knick coaching film that we've married together with, get this, the broadcast of the New Orleans Jazz back to New Orleans as they make their NBA debut. Here's what it all looks like.
Have you checked with the Pistol lately to find out if he's ever washed his socks? He's still got those socks of his that he brought all the way from LSU. The droopy socks. Great basketball player, highly appreciated here in New York. Boy, he had a ton of fans after waiting for him to sign autographs when he tried to get in the Garden. Pistol Pete has the ball knocked away in a foul against Henry Bibby. This is Rod Hundley with Rod Luck coming to you from Madison Square Garden. First game of the NBA season. Jazz and Knicks. Left corner, it's Bradley open. 20-footer, got it. That's Bill Bradley's first two of the game. And the Knicks lead 4-0. Maravich comes across the lane. Gets to Coleman. In the lane to Stallworth. 10-foot jumper straight away. He's got it. Bud Stallworth hits the first 2 points ever for the New Orleans Jazz. That's right. The birth of the Jazz are tonight in the Garden. Right down the right side, it goes to Earl Monroe. Monroe backing his way in, which he so often does. He gives off to Gianelli. Gianelli back to Monroe. Monroe to the free throw line, angle right, 15-footer on the iron. No good. Rebound to E.C. Coleman. Coleman to Maravich. Maravich crosses midcourt, goes to the right side. 18-footer on the way. Yes. Pistol Pete Maravich. And the New Orleans Jazz take the lead at 6-4. That's Pete's first two of the game. Bradley under the basket to Jackson. He drops it, picks it up. On the baseline, left side, 10-foot jumper on the baseline, no good rebound to Bellamy. Bellamy to Maravich, and here come the Jazz on the break. Pistol Pete pulls up at the top of the key. The fans thought he walked rid of it, no call. Right side to Lance. Lance in a mismatch. He's got Gianelli on him. Under the basket, they go to E.C. Coleman. Coleman back to Maravich. He's open. 18-footer angle right, yes. All right, inside they go to Lamar Green out in the right corner to Green. To Maravich. Pistol Pete put it up and in. It goes. He's fouled on the play. Maravich out of the right corner with a jumper. 4:03 to go, Hot Rod. 81-70. We need a bunch, and Pistol's the man that's got to ignite it. And Maravich goes right corner, arches a high jumper, no good. Rebounds his own shot, puts it in. You got to give New York credit. They played a fine defensive game. Monroe has it on the left side. Maravich there. He works one-on-one, backing his way in. Maravich still with him. Baseline, 10-footer, left side. Yes, that's Earl Monroe. Bibby comes down court, just dribbling out the clock. 13 seconds left. Give a pass to Wingo. He'll dunk it. Hawthorne Wingo, and that is the first game ever for the New Orleans Jazz officially in the NBA. This game kicked off the season. Final score, The New York Knickerbockers 89, New Orleans 74.